Have you ever paused to wonder what makes you, well, you? What is it that sets you apart from everyone else in the world, even from your closest family members? Why do you look the way you do, think the way you think, or even laugh in your own unique way? What gives you your hair color, the shape of your nose, or your laugh? Why do some people have freckles, dimples, or curly hair while others don't? These differences are everywhere you look, making each person special in their own way. The answer is even more amazing than magic. It's science. In fact, it's a science that's happening inside you every second of every day, quietly shaping who you are from the moment you're born. Deep inside almost every cell in your body is a microscopic twisting ladder called DNA. This tiny structure is so small you can't see it without a powerful microscope, but it holds the key to everything that makes you, you. DNA is the ultimate instruction manual, the secret code that contains everything needed to make you. It's like a recipe book, but instead of making cookies or cakes, it makes people, animals, plants, every living thing on Earth. Imagine building a castle out of tiny bricks. You'd need detailed instructions. DNA is that, but for your body. It tells your cells how to grow, what color your eyes will be, and even how tall you might become. It tells your body how to make everything from your eyes to your toenails and whether your hair is curly or straight. It even helps decide if you can roll your tongue or if you'll sneeze when you look at the sun. Every living thing on Earth has DNA. It's the universal language of life, passed down from generation to generation. From the tiniest bacteria to the tallest trees and the most complex animals, DNA is the thread that connects us all. This code is dynamic. It can change and adapt, making life on Earth so diverse. Sometimes tiny changes in DNA create new traits, helping species survive and thrive in different environments. By studying DNA, we learn where we came from, what makes us healthy or sick, and what connects us to all living things. Scientists can even trace your family history and discover how people migrated across the globe thousands of years ago. So, let's dive in and unlock the secrets hidden within our own cells. The story of DNA is the story of life itself. By understanding DNA, we begin to understand not just what makes us unique, but also what unites us with every living thing on our planet. So, where do we find this incredible DNA? The answer is both simple and astonishing. It's everywhere inside you, woven into the fabric of your very being. It's inside you right now, in trillions of tiny cells. Every part of your body, from your skin to your muscles to your brain, is made up of these microscopic building blocks, each one containing a complete set of DNA instructions. Most cells have a command center called the nucleus, where DNA is stored. The nucleus acts like a secure vault, protecting your genetic code and keeping it organized. DNA is tightly coiled into structures called chromosomes. Humans have 23 pairs in each cell. These chromosomes are like volumes in a library, each one holding a different chapter of your genetic story. Zoom in, and you'll see DNA's famous double helix shape, a twisted ladder. This elegant structure is what allows DNA to store so much information in such a tiny space. The sides of the ladder are made of sugar and phosphate. The rungs are pairs of 4 bases: adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. These bases are like the letters of a secret code, spelling out instructions for life. Adenine always pairs with thymine, and cytosine with guanine. Think apples in the tree, cars in the garage. This precise pairing is what keeps the code accurate, generation after generation. This pairing lets DNA make perfect copies of itself when cells divide. Every time your body grows or heals, DNA's code is faithfully duplicated, ensuring continuity of life. If you stretched out the DNA from one cell, it would be about 2 meters long. That's taller than most people, all packed into a space far too small to see with the naked eye. Multiply that by trillions of cells, and your DNA could stretch from Earth to the sun and back, hundreds of times. It's a mind-boggling amount of information all inside you. All that information is packed into a space so tiny you need a microscope to see it. Scientists use powerful tools to unlock these secrets and understand how life works at the smallest scale. That's molecular engineering at its finest. The precision and complexity of DNA inspire new technologies and discoveries every day. DNA is the ultimate storage system for life's instructions, nature's own hard drive, holding the blueprint for every living thing on Earth. Now that we know what DNA looks like and where it lives inside our cells, let's explore how this incredible molecule actually shapes who we are. DNA isn't just a static code, it's the master blueprint for life, holding the instructions that make each of us unique. But how does DNA build a person from scratch? The answer lies in genes, specific segments of DNA that act as detailed instructions for making the molecules our bodies need to function. Think of a gene as a recipe in a massive cookbook, with each recipe containing the step-by-step directions for making a particular protein. Our DNA contains thousands of these recipes, each one essential for a different job in the body. Proteins are the workhorses of the cell. They build your body's structures, carry out chemical reactions, and keep everything running smoothly. Without proteins, life as we know it wouldn't exist. These remarkable molecules digest your food, transport oxygen through your blood, fight off germs, and even help you think and move. Every heartbeat, every breath, every thought depends on proteins doing their jobs. When a cell needs a specific protein, it doesn't use the original DNA directly. Instead, it makes a temporary working copy of the gene using a molecule called RNA, a process known as transcription. This step is like photocopying a recipe from the cookbook, so you can use it in the kitchen without damaging the original. The RNA copy, called messenger RNA or mRNA, leaves the safety of the nucleus and travels out into the cell's main area. There, it finds ribosomes, the cell's protein factories, ready to get to work. Ribosomes read the mRNA 3 letters at a time, with each triplet called a codon, coding for a specific amino acid. This process is like translating a coded message into a chain of building blocks. As the ribosome moves along the mRNA, it links together amino acids in the precise order dictated by the gene, creating a long chain that will become a protein. The sequence of amino acids determines the protein's unique shape and function. Once the chain is complete, it folds into a complex 3-dimensional shape, the finished protein, ready to carry out its specific job in the cell. This folding is crucial because a protein's shape determines what it can do. But here's something amazing. Not all genes are active in every cell. Gene regulation acts like a set of switches, turning genes on or off, so each cell only makes the proteins it needs for its unique role. That's why a skin cell is different from a brain cell, even though both contain exactly the same DNA. Each cell type uses a different set of genes, creating the diversity of tissues and functions in your body. It's all about which genes are switched on at the right time and place. An elegant system that makes you, you. For years, scientists focused on genes, the parts of DNA that code for proteins. But when the human genome was sequenced, they found genes make up only about 2% of our DNA. What's the rest doing? For a long time it was called junk DNA. But nature doesn't waste space. This non-coding DNA is actually a vast control system. It tells genes when to turn on, how much to make, and in which cells. The 2% of DNA that makes proteins is the cast, but the other 98% is the director and crew. So what does non-coding DNA actually do? Its main job is regulation. Scattered throughout are regulatory elements like light switches for genes. Promoters, enhancers, and silencers control when and how much a gene is used. Some non-coding DNA is transcribed into non-coding RNAs, like microRNAs, which fine-tune protein production. There are also pseudogenes, once thought useless, but some help regulate real genes. And then there are transposons, or jumping genes, which can move around the genome. Sometimes they cause mutations, but they also drive evolution by creating new regulatory switches. Non-coding DNA is a complex network of control, not just filler. It orchestrates development, cell identity, and adaptation. The hidden 98% is essential for life's complexity. Discovering the activity in non-coding DNA has changed how we understand health and disease. Mutations in regulatory switches can be as harmful as errors in genes themselves. For example, a perfect gene might never be used if its enhancer is broken, leading to disease. Many common diseases are now linked to variations in non-coding regions. These regions also lock cells into their identities during development. If the wrong switch is flipped, cells can malfunction or become cancerous. Understanding these regulatory landscapes is a new frontier in medicine. What was once junk is now a treasure trove for solving biology's biggest mysteries. The hidden code helps explain why people with the same gene can have different health outcomes. Unlocking our DNA secrets, especially the non-coding parts, took a global effort. The Human Genome Project mapped all 3 billion letters of our DNA, a historic achievement. But having the sequence was just the start. Most of it was still a mystery. Enter the ENCODE project. Its mission was to figure out what all the parts of the genome actually do. Scientists mapped where proteins bind, which regions are transcribed, and how DNA is packaged. The results? At least 80% of the genome has some function, not 98% junk after all. These projects revolutionized biology, giving us a treasure map for disease research. Now, finding disease-causing mutations is much easier. Thanks to these efforts, we're accelerating discoveries in medicine, genetics, and evolution. The map of our genome is guiding science into the future. Your DNA is more than an instruction manual, it's a living history book. You inherit half from your mother, half from your father, connecting you to generations past. DNA testing can trace family relationships and reveal your deep ancestry. As humans migrated, unique DNA markers developed in different regions. By comparing your DNA to global databases, ancestry tests reveal your personal migration story. Mitochondrial DNA, inherited from your mother, traces your maternal line deep into history. All life shares DNA. Humans share 99% with chimpanzees, 60% with fruit flies, and even 50% with bananas. This doesn't mean you're part banana, it means life's basic instructions are ancient and shared. Your DNA is proof that all life on Earth is one big, extended family. It's a record of where you come from and how you're connected to the world. The story of your DNA is the story of life itself. Our journey into DNA is just beginning. Understanding DNA is transforming medicine. Personalized treatments, gene editing, and disease prevention are becoming reality. Ancient DNA lets us reconstruct human history and evolution, revealing lost branches of our family tree. The study of DNA is constantly evolving with new discoveries every day. We're learning how environment and experience can leave marks on our DNA, epigenetics. DNA isn't a static book, it's a dynamic, interactive library. From its incredible length to its deep connections across life, DNA is a source of endless wonder. It's the blueprint for life's diversity and your personal story. The secrets in that twisting ladder are still being revealed. Stay curious. The adventure of decoding DNA is far from over, and it's one of science's greatest chapters.